Reading 1,000 books, that's quite a challenge. It might be daunting for some adults, let alone little kids.
Yeah, but tonight News 8's Shelby Kluver introduces us to a local 2-year-old who nearly doubled that number thanks to a program that the Davenport Library says any child could join. It's new tonight on News 8 at 5.
There's no use crying over spilt milk or other such mishaps.
In this house, story time is sacred.
And always remember, there's no place like home.
And it's here, snuggled between his parents, curled up with a book and his reading blanket, where you can typically find Jack Golden.
Since April 7th of last year, we've visited the library 120 times.
The tiny 2-year-old got his first library card last year and now goes back 3 times a week.
So we probably average maybe 20 books when we check out, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less.
His dad, Matthew, says it's a routine.
He'll walk in and he immediately runs and picks his little cart and then goes through all the books, usually taking an entire row and throwing it into his little cart before wheeling around and letting Dad pick out a book, which is always my favorite part.
And all those books add up. Over the past year, Jack has read more than 1,700 of them.
And then he's gone over 49,000 pages read.
It's why the Davenport Library has his picture on display right next to so many of the books he's read.
Reading is fun. This isn't a chore. This is opening up a whole world, right, of imagination and creativity.
Allison McGahey is the library's early literacy coordinator. She helps run a program called 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten, encouraging families to foster a love of reading early on in their children's lives.
And it helps increase their language skills, their vocabulary, and all kind of development and parent-child bonding that can be gained through that reading experience.
Since the program launched last March, roughly 500 local kids have signed on. To get to 1,000 books, they can read by themselves or with their parents. And it can be the same story 1,000 times or hundreds of different ones.
We just got into Berenstain Bears.
Because at Jack's age, that milestone is really a stepping stone.
I'll turn the corner and he's sitting there flipping through books. And it's not maybe at the pace of exactly reading, but he's looking at the pictures. He's trying to comprehend kind of like, how does Dad pull this story out of this book?
Soon, Jack will be reading all on his own. But for now, his parents are busy soaking up as much story time as possible.
It's very fun to show him just how much he can get from just reading a book.
A happy ending that's really just a beginning. In Davenport, Shelby Kluver, WQAD News 8.
And actually, over the past year, the Davenport Public Library says more than 50,000 books have been logged in its 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten program.